The video I'm about to show you is probably one of the most terrifying videos you'll ever see, or rather hear. It supposedly came from a medic based in Pokrovsk who said it was 1 minute out of 40 in real time, 40 minutes of my friends being targeted or even hit before my eyes. There's no real violence in this video, but I'm not going to show the video on YouTube. I'm just going to play the audio and the sound so you can hear what Ukrainian soldiers are experiencing in Pokrovsk. Now, if you want to see the whole video, you can find that at ryanbeth.substack.com. I'll put it there for free, although if you have $5 for a paid membership, I won't say no. Listen to the video. If you're on my Substack, you can watch it, but close your eyes. The video is about a minute. Here it is.
Сука. Нихуя не чую. Ох, ебать.
Мы на войне.
А?
Мы на войне.
Now, what you just heard or saw, if you were on Substack, is the sound of Ukrainians fighting in Pokrovsk. And this one supposedly came from a medic hiding under a rail car. I think there may be some artillery and mortars mixed in there as well. A couple of thoughts here. First off, when this war is over, you can only imagine the psychological reactions veterans are going to have when they hear a drone overhead. And as technology advances in drone delivery and more people take up flying drones as a hobby, it's going to become more and more of a problem. Around the 4th of July every year, you get articles asking people to be respectful of fireworks around veterans. But this is going to be another thing entirely, because people might think that fireworks can scare people, but they're not even going to think about flying a drone, either as a hobby or for drone delivery. So another thing I want you to think about here is the absolute terror of being hunted. I've often said I've never been in combat. I've been in, drive down this road, we want to see if somebody blows you up. I've been in, hey, you want to go to the chow hall? Oh, crap, did we just get mortared? Ah, crap, we have to go get accountability. You know, IEDs, improvised explosive devices, or roadside bombs in Iraq, and sporadic mortar fire weren't personal, they were more to whom it may concern. But every single FPV, or first-person view, drone on that battlefield has a person behind it hunting you. So take this video as a little snapshot of what the war is like right now. Now, the next question I should try to answer here is, what's the solution for this? Or should America be worried that this is what the next battlefield is going to be like? Honestly, for America, I don't think so. One of my personal biggest fears is that we're taking the wrong lessons away from Ukraine. There's this idea that, well, since Russia and Ukraine have small, cheap drones, we need to have small, cheap drones too. In fact, just recently, some people made fun of a Marine Corps Rogue One drone that only cost $70,000. And they're laughing at it because it's something that might cost Ukraine $200. And I did a whole video about drone warfare in Ukraine, and one of their cost advantages is that they're starting to do some motor manufacturing themselves, but they're also still using parts from China. And I'll link to that video below if you want to watch it, but it's already out of date. New technology is coming into this war every 6 to 8 weeks. The US simply can't use any Chinese parts in their drones, which makes them more expensive. The big thing is the motors, brushless motors. The reason China has a manufacturing advantage is that back in the 90s, we outsourced a lot of consumer goods to China. CD drives, DVD drives, old style hard drives, cordless drills, vacuums, blenders, they all use brushless motors. So when the drone revolution came and you needed a brushless motor to run the propellers, you could throw a rock in Shenzhen, China, and hit an engineer on the head who had experience with brushless motors. So China's dominance in drone manufacturing is really due to decisions American companies made 20 or 30 years ago. This is why American manufactured drones are so expensive. It's the brushless motors. It's these low-end manufactured components that we just don't make in the US in large numbers anymore because it was cheaper to do in China. Now, that being said, the reason I'm not particularly concerned about US forces facing first-person view drones is that the US will establish air dominance within about 36 hours of a conflict. Right now, we are gearing up toward a possible conflict in Venezuela. We are going to take every single surface-to-air missile site out in that country in about 4 to 6 hours, literally during one period of darkness. The gamblers don't play. One of the reasons the 77th Fighter Squadron from Shaw Air Force Base in South Carolina played such an important role in my new novel, Lies to Rule Men, which, by the way, get it on Amazon, is that these guys are the best at taking out surface-to-air missile systems. And, after we take out those surface-to-air missiles, we will have total air dominance. We'll hit Venezuela's cruise missiles as well as their command and control bunkers. The old First Gulf War, Air-Land Battle 2000 way of doing things, where we had 6 weeks of airstrikes before a ground invasion, that's over. Now we do JADO, or Joint All-Domain Operations. Instead of a hurricane like the First Gulf War, you get 1,000 tornadoes striking everywhere at once. So you might have a Venezuelan drone operator with a one-way attack drone, FPV drone, but they're going to have to shoot it while they're hungry, with no command and control, and no fuel for the generator to charge its batteries. Because once we hit every single supply truck, every generator, every command and control node, that means they're going to have to do this in the dark without any command and control. Now, that doesn't mean that there won't be a few motivated dudes who might throw a few attack drones up and figure out how to charge them, but the mass, especially the kind of mass we're seeing from Russia and Ukraine, it just won't be there. So why are we seeing this one-way drone warfare in Ukraine? Well, it's because neither side could gain air dominance. The Russia-Ukrainian war isn't just one war, it's actually 4. We had the initial invasion, which was marginally successful, in which Russia really couldn't gain air dominance over Ukraine, although that's mainly due to deconfliction issues. Russia just didn't have the experience in coordinating between its aircraft and its surface-to-air missile systems and its pilots. That's why we saw some Russian surface-to-air missile systems shoot down Russian aircraft. So they were very careful about how to target, what to target during their initial invasion. And when the initial attacks ran out of steam due to the prevalence of anti-tank guided missiles, we went to the second phase of the war, which is trench warfare, where both sides sat in trenches and lobbed artillery at each other. When Ukraine started running low on artillery ammunition, we entered the third phase of the war, which was mass production of drones by Ukraine, because essentially it was their only option. Now we're in the fourth phase of the war, which is fiber optic FPV drones that can't be jammed. And the reason the lines aren't moving is that neither side can gain the kind of air dominance that, let's say, Israel had over Iran, where you had Israeli aircraft essentially operating over Iran with absolute impunity. Now, when you establish air dominance, you can do a lot of stuff. That doesn't mean the adversary can't fight back. I mean, we had air dominance in Iraq and Afghanistan, and we still got a bloody nose every time we left the gate. But imagine what would have happened if we didn't have air dominance. Someone would take a couple of pot shots at us, we would drop a bomb on them. Now imagine we didn't have that capability. Now, if NATO got involved in this conflict, we could probably establish air dominance within about 36 hours or so over Russia. Pretty much anything east of the Ural Mountains would be fair game and targeted. And the drone attacks would peter off because we would destroy every single truck, every single Russian Scooby van, every single donkey bringing food and generator fuel to the front lines. If you are a Russian soldier and you haven't been fed in 36 hours, but you have a gun, pretty soon you're going to have some food. You're going to go find that town that you passed on the way in. You're going to leave your bunker to go find some. And that's how we would see the collapse of Russian lines, because some people might stay back in the bunker, other guys are going to go start looking for food. And this would be the case with, honestly, pretty much any adversary. If we can gain air dominance, then we tend to control the battle space. It's one of the reasons why we're cleaning off old World War II air bases in the Pacific. It just gives us more options to base aircraft for when China attacks Taiwan. And you can be 100% sure that China's plan for Taiwan is to gain air dominance within 36 hours over Taiwan, because amphibious landings are hard and landing barges are massive targets. But you can't hit those landing barges if you can't find them. And you can't find them if you can't get anything up in the air to see them, although both Taiwan and the US may have unmanned surface and subsurface options for performing ISR, or intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance. So Take this video or the audio from this video as a little snapshot in time for what these Ukrainian soldiers are experiencing every single day. Hey, it's almost Christmas. My NORAD Christmas sweater is still available at Bunker Branding. Thank you guys so much for watching. Do you have a Christmas party to go to this year and you want to be the coolest guy there? Head on over to bunkerbranding.com. Get my NORAD Christmas sweater. Features a Canadian CF-18 and an American F-22 flying jointly, protecting the skies during Christmas. You will be the coolest person at the Christmas party, and I guarantee you, people who want to talk about fighter jets will come over to you. So head on over to bunkerbranding.com and be that cool guy at the Christmas party.